keep up the good works. Shalom, sir. Take care.
Shalom. Interesting, man. That's a rare thing, man.
Huh?
That's a rare thing.
It's sister. Yeah. She had the fringes on. Got the fringes, you know. Yeah, it is rare. It's rare, yeah. You know, to get active in this truth. Because what did Yahweh Shai say? He said this. To Matthew 9, verse 35. And Yahweh Shai went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. So the majority of our people are not going to get active in the street, as we said. You're right, it's rare. It's rare. You know what I mean? And to come near to the Most High has to call you. That's why it's rare, because the Most High doesn't give a gift unto many, but to everybody. You only give a gift to special people. People that you value or you love. People that they're valuable to you, man, or precious to you. You get what I mean? You can't, not any old person can come near to the Most High. Not any old person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So back in Matthew's 24, verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So that's the beginning of the power of the so-called black man and Native American man. It all starts with Yahweh Shai. Because he's going to come with the power and the glory. And we're going to participate in that power and glory. He's going to come with that power and glory and give that reward unto those that believe in him. And those that believe in him is going to be a few. But what they say, it said, what they say to Ezra, it said, this in here. Where is it? Yeah.
We want to come from few.
Yeah. Okay. But that was this yeah, that one too. That's a good scripture. The second Ezra, chapter 8, verse verse 62. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee. You understand? Then answered I and said, Behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times. But at what time thou hast not showed me? At what time? Because it's not given to us to know when these things shall be. But there are signs. That's what I said in 2nd Ezra, going into the 9th chapter now. Answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou see part of the signs past which I've told you before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. You see that? So there's a time, man. The Most High does everything. There's a time. There's a set time for everything. The Most High knows the time. Maths. That's what I said, after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life entered him. So there's a set time for the Spirit to be manifested to the prophets. There's a set time for the Israelites to be delivered. There was a time for Esau to gain power. There's a time for him to lose power. There's a time for everything. There's a time that Yahweh Shai has to come. You get it? Those scriptures. Yes, Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. Under the heaven, excuse me. That's right. To everything there is a time and a season.
The next guy, and he just come and rush. Fucking hungry.
You get it? This is Ecclesiasticus 18 and 26. From the morning unto the evening, the time is changed, and all things are soon done before the Lord. You know? So this measure, the white man been given an appointed time to rule. And we see the ending thereof through signs and effects, man. Signs that's evidently being shown to our people, but they don't. There's a spirit on our people where they just laid back, man. They're not taking it serious. Our people only taking it seriously when things start to physically happen. That's when our people all of a sudden want to run to these churches, want to run to these mosques, looking for the Lord. But in that day, the Most High can't be found, man. The Most High is going to send a famine of this word. So there's even a time where this word is going to stop being preached, man. So this word isn't supposed to be preached forever. Eventually, there's a time for it to be coming out, available. And there's a time where the Most High going to cut it off. So let me get that. This is Isaiah 55 verse 6. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. He said, seek ye the Most High while he may be found, while the time is nigh. This is Romans chapter 13 verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And that was said 2,000 years ago. That's when the last days actually began. When Yahweh Shai came, when we call us on not everybody can be Chinese. No. Not everybody can be born in China. But what I'm trying to say is, what people are the Israelites? The people who are called blacks or Negroes or African or black people from France, Ghana, Ashanti. They call it like this. We are Israelites. Those people who are called that. So-called black people. So-called Negro. We're not Negro. We're people. We're people. We're Israelites. We, my people. Let's talk about my people. Okay. My people. So you're from Israel. We're originally from that land, yeah. According to the Bible, according to reality, we come from that land. We came to Africa because of Roman persecution. The Romans burnt down our temple. You know about the temple in Israel? You go to Israel, there's a temple.
I know.
You know about it? Yeah, well, that's
I was born in Poland.
You're Poland?
Yeah, Polish.
Okay. Well, you know, are you familiar with the Bible?
At all.
No. So,
Joke.
So what would you
Joke. You think I'm joking?
So what you believe?
I have a diploma from religion, 6 points. After college, 3 years.
You studied in college?
3 years. Lots. But I have religion at school, that's all.
So you studied religion?
Yes. Every Sunday.
Okay. So you are familiar with the Bible?
Pardon?
You are familiar with the Bible?
No. God is one. Doesn't matter, you go.
You believe in God? You believe in God?
Absolutely.
Alright. So were you like a Christian?
Catholic.
Catholic? The Roman Catholic? Okay. So no Roman Catholic institution. You're the Renaissance period. You know about the Renaissance period? In the Renaissance period, they started making 16th century God being white, angels being white.
War religion, people.
Yeah. And we painted Jesus as a white man with blonde hair. But if you look at all the artwork before the Renaissance period,
Who killed Jesus?
his own people. His own people had him to be crucified. But
The Jewish people.
yeah, the Jewish or Judah. Because all the artwork before the Renaissance period, before
That was past, then.
huh?
That was in the past.
Yeah, but even before the Renaissance, all the artwork in Europe,
But he
and
never died.
even the
never
Orthodox
died.
churches.
Believe. Never died.
Who?
Jesus.
Yeah, he's still here. He's still alive. He didn't want to hear that part. He didn't want to hear that. I was about to tell him that all the artwork was black people. I think he knew that. That's why he had to run. You know what I mean? But yeah.
You see the Yoruba, yeah?
Yeah.
Some Yoruba, innit?
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know because you have it on the Judah, innit?
No, but you got this. Judah.
This is what I'm asking you because, you know, some heads say Ephraim, innit? Some Judah, some Yoruba like the tribe of Ephraim. So what's your take on the Yoruba in terms of where are they Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom?
Well, Yoruba, Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom. Well, you will know that. You know, according to the Bible, the 10 tribes, they went to a land where no man dwelt. According to 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. The 10th tribe, Ephraim, is a part of that. You get what I mean? And that was after the Assyrian captivity. That was after the Assyrian captivity. You understand? That was after the Assyrian captivity. So, what tribes were left remaining in that land, in the Holy Land? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You had little remnants of the Northern Kingdom there. Where it tells you in the New Testament that there was a woman from, I think she was from Naphtali. So you did have certain individuals that still remained after the Northern Kingdom migrated. But predominantly, the tribes that were left in that land, the land of Israel, was us. That's why when the Babylonians came, what tribes were there? Judah. They enslaved Judah. Medo-Persians, Judah. They're the ones that rebuilt the temple by the decree of Cyrus.
It's not the Greeks.
Okay.
You okay?
And then you had the Greeks. When the Greeks and when Antiochus Epiphanes came, who was he making war with? The Maccabees, man. Who are the Maccabees? Judah.
Where is Jesus?
Ephraim went there. Ephraim, the other
Jesus
tribes,
hasn't even been
they
born.
already migrated. They weren't even there. It wasn't present in mass.
And
It
you're
wasn't
talking to
present there.
Mary.
When the Romans took over now, they made us tributary. We pay taxes to them.
Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simon.
So when, what's this guy?
Yeah.
Titus Caesar, Domitian Caesar, Vespasian. When because it was Titus that came and to lay siege to Jerusalem. Hold on, let me get it. This is Deuteronomy
In Iran we have a Turkey
28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Right? Because what language did he speak? Latin. But there's twofold. He's referring to the Roman Empire, and they referred to Esau when he came the west coast of Africa. They said, and the proof of that is the eagle, as swift as the eagle fly. It says, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kin, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. Right? Because when the Romans came and laid siege to us in Jerusalem, one of the many war tactics is to cut off any supplies coming in or out of the city, so the people within they starve from the inside out. That's why I said, you either leave a corn, cattle. So you could be on the outsides of the city, eating, being good. You're feeding yourself off of the supplies that are supposed to be going into the city. But the people inside the city, well, according to Josephus, Flavius Josephus, a lot of our people are committing cannibalism, eating their own children, cooking their own children. Yeah.
Have you had any visions at the end times and that, or like dreams?
Huh?
You had any dreams?
Who?
You?
Me?
In terms of the end times, like, or visions?
No. I had a lot of brothers in the truth out there. Okay. Even certain sisters, even heathens, man.
Who?
Even other nations, man. Moses said he would pour out his spirit upon all flesh. But let me continue reading.
Yeah, come.
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which Yahweh thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy God hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, where thine enemies shall distress thee. So that's talking about 70 AD, man. When they came for us and they burnt the temple down. They burnt the temple. Yeah, man. Because the walls were strong. The walls were strong. The scripture says that we trusted in those walls, but the Most High will bring them down. Why? Because we transgressed against Him. Even Yahweh prophesied, he said, no. He cried over the city, and then there will be not one left stone left upon another. But what tribe was in that land at the time? Judah. Which later on became known as Yoruba. And according to the information, millions were slaughtered. So many of our people were slaughtered that it was like treading through snow. The accounts that when the Roman legions entered into Jerusalem, it was like walking over dead bodies like snow, man. That's how many dead bodies. Millions were killed, man, woman, and child. Thousands of us were taken into slavery. That's why the Colosseums of our people did, fighting lions and wild beasts and shit. They burnt the temple, they took out the menorah, all the gold, loads of gold out of the temple. Yeah. Hold on. Bear me for a second. This is Psalms 79 verse 1. Oh God, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven. The flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem. There was none to bury them. You know what I mean? 70 AD, man. That was a turning point in the history of our people. That was the last diaspora. You can learn about that in school. So I learned about that in school, but back then I didn't know that it was talking about us. You know what I mean? The diaspora. One of the diasporas was the Babylonian captivity. Yeah. So our people were dispersed. That's why during the time of Acts, yeah, when the time of the Passover come, you had Jews from every nation. Even from back then, 2,000 years ago, our people were scattered, speaking in the languages of the other nations. But anyway, so thousands of us were taken into slavery by the Romans. They brought us into Rome because you had a group called the Zealots. They were heavy against Roman authority. They weren't with it. They didn't like it. Zealots, man. They're the ones who, a lot of the time, there were uprisings against Rome. And a few of the disciples, they were zealots, you know. That's why they said, this is Acts chapter 1, verse, let's start from verse, let me start from verse 3. Let me start from verse 5 anyway. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? You know what I mean? Because our people were always seeking liberation from Roman oppression. They were coming down when the taxes was heavy. Our people were sick and tired of it, man. They're sick and tired of it.
Can I ask you another thing, yeah? You see, like when Yahweh told his disciples to buy swords.
Yeah.
Why?
To what?
To buy a sword.
Yeah.
Why was that?
To buy swords, yeah.
Because they didn't use them.
You didn't use them.
They didn't use them.
He that lived by the sword shall die by it.
Cut. Yeah, man. I see you like your ascension into the truth, right?
Yeah.
Like how? What got you curious into the truth? Was you searching for it? Was there what made you come into it?
Okay, that's a question still. Like, before I came to the truth, I was lost. I was always wandering through the streets of London. I think I was in like college, university. I wanted to be wise. I liked the Bible. Proverbs was my favorite book, but that's the only book that I could understand. And I liked it, and I wanted to be wise. I guess the spirit was on me even back then. And then I must have had a situation with a girl and broke my heart right here, you know what I mean? And at that time, yeah, I had a hateful woman. Because you know what happened when your heart you go through what YouTube calls red pill rage. I was going through my little red pill rage, yeah.
What, Eve? Was it Eve?
Yeah. You know, a little fair-skinned Benjamite woman. I had a little bit of Moabite in her, but yeah, man, sexy, man. You know, pretty, my mom said she. So I got from my red pill rage, and then when I heard General Yohana cussing out Eve, I was like, yeah. Cussing out Esau, I was like, yeah. Because I watched some slave movies, man, and that hurt me, made me cry, man, when I see how they treated the slaves and everything. You know what I mean? So when I see, General Yohana doing that, I was following them. I was with them for a while. Because I thought all these different camps, I thought they were all together. It was only when I started to watch Greatmillstone, that's when I started to see that
sex.
And there's different ones. There's different ones. That's on 14th Street Israelites. I don't know if you know about them. 14th Street Israelites, they were all out there.
On the corner.
Huh?
Are they the ones on the corner?
Yeah. 14th Street Israelites, this big guy, the leader. Some big, bear-looking guy, man.
Sure.
But they were there. I took information from these groups thinking that they were all together. But it's only when, at first I didn't like Tahar because they just sound very aggressive, man. Angry and shit. I was like, oh, that can't be prophet. But then the other Israelite camps, they wasn't pumping out videos, man. Edification. So I said, you know what, let me listen to these guys. So I listened to her and them. And I was like, whoa, I'm getting a better understanding by listening to these guys. That's when I started following them. They do sit-downs on Genesis, breakdowns on Revelations, going into the chapters. General Hana and ISBK weren't doing that. All these other camps weren't doing that. You know what I mean? And there was one thing that I noticed with General Hana, man. He'd always speak about building communities here. And I was just like, I thought it was supposed to be in the kingdom, not here, you know what I mean? And he kept calling us black people. We need to build communities in there. I was like, are you? What? We're supposed to wait for the Messiah, you know what I mean? We're supposed to wait for the kingdom, that's, you know what I mean? So I found GMS to be the more authentic group. They were teaching according to how the Bible is supposed to be brought up. These other groups like ICBK, they're teaching black people, I can tell they're not motivated by faith. There's no faith in it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be saying shit like that. They wouldn't be saying shit like that. Building communities, they wouldn't be saying that they are faith. GMS, that's the faith-based group. I started hearing little things at IUIC that they're teaching that the name don't matter and stuff like that, and that the marketing piece isn't the microchip. I was like, oh man, that didn't resonate with me. That made no sense. The prophets always had the name. How are you gonna be a prophet of the Lord and not having his name? Don't make sense, man. That's what I wanted to tell the sister there, because she was at IUIC in it. I didn't want to feel like I was attacking her. Sometimes there's a method to how you deliver the word, you get what I'm saying? But I wanted to say that to her, but she's a sister, you know. And we're in the end times, bro. If you haven't seen already that these certain groups, there's something not right about them, then maybe you ain't right, man. You know? It's not for me to decide whether you're elect or not, but if you haven't clocked on already, then probably something not right with you, man. How can you still be with General Yohana? How are you gonna be with these guys and they're teaching what they're teaching? I'm like, you must be a reprobate. You must be.
But you see, like when you come into the truth, like you have you come with a sense of rage, innit? Like,
yeah.
Now, what I realized as well is like I was operating in gear 5 and 6, bro.
Yeah, 5th gear, you know. Ross. But the missile launches at the back here. Yeah. Ross.
Was it like that for you as well, no?
Bro, like, yeah. Because like I told you, man, I was in a Red Pill rage. I was listening to DMX. He's dead now, but you know what I'm saying? Back then, what these bitches want from me? You know what I'm saying?
But you see how, so now, it's like it's not just a straight gear 5 thing, it's like
yeah, it's season.
How'd you get there?
We're grounded, we're settled. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when this wisdom enters in, it make all things new. Remember how I said before? So you start thinking different. And at first, when you come into this truth, you're cussing Jake, you're cussing Esau, because you're thinking that that's what the truth is about. It's cussing. You know what I mean? It's cussing. I did that. I offended a lot of people, you know, because I'm new. When you're new, you got a perception of what. You got a certain perception of what you think this truth is about. But you see guys, that's right. You know, that's right. Bring it out. You know, so you think that that's where it is. You understand? And there were certain guys, because when I first came in, I didn't fully accept our people in Africa as being Israelite. I still had a bit of hate for them.
The West Coast.
Yeah. Even though, if you check, let me break it down. Because we was taught that, you know, the Nigerians and them, they sold the Israelites into slavery. You know what I mean? Should have won. They sold the Israelites into slavery. So I was thinking, there's only those that went into slavery are the Israelites. You know, the people in West Africa, they must be Hamites. Because that's what General Harder teach. General teach that if you're Nigerian or whatnot, yeah. If you're Nigerian or Ghanaian and all them things there, you're a Hamite. That if you're not on the sign, you're going into slavery. You see me, yeah? My dad's dad, he's Nigerian. So I was shook. When I first heard the word, I was shook. I figured I'm going to slavery. I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to slavery. I was shook, man. I was going to scriptures, going to, no. But all the seed of Abraham shall be blessed. You know? I was trying to save myself. But I figured I don't want to go to slavery. Because as soon as he hit Deuteronomy 28 and 68, we shall be sold to our enemies. I was that. You know what I mean? Because like I told you, I was watching them slave movies and it touched my heart, man, made me cry. And a movie called Amistad. And if you remember,
that's right.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there's like a trailer clip where you see Esau on a slave trip and all the slaves all chained together, and then he get a bundle of rocks and he tied a rock to the slave, the first in line, and he dashed the rocks overboard, and all the slaves follow to the bottom of the sea. When I saw that, I cried. I swear. I was hurt. I think that's the genesis of my hatred towards Esau. That was the beginning of my hatred towards Esau. And when I cuss out niggas and they're like, nah, they're white people, God love everybody, I got angry. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I'm thinking in my head that I could go into slavery because my granddad, I descend from the Nigerians.
Yeah.
But the spirit was still on me when I started watching GMS and everything like that, because GMS was still a little bit ignorant towards the Nigerians and that. It's only after a while we started to see that there are people. But at first, this is going back, 12 years ago. Yeah? It was heavily believed that they're Hamites and they sold us into slavery. So I'm thinking, but no, I'm thinking my mom is Jamaican, so there's a way for me to get to the kingdom. So, I believed in everything that the apostles were saying, taking down notes. The spirit was on me, man. The fear was on me. I made my garment. I got a blue garment, the same garment that I had from back then. I still got it. Went out there into the streets. I didn't even have the apocrypha. I didn't even have a 12 tribe sign. I didn't even have the camcorder or nothing, tripod. All I had was, I had the Bible before this one. This is a new one. That's all I had. That, my blue garment, and my backpack. All I had. And I went out there into the streets and started teaching. Breaking down Deuteronomy 28. I remember that. Breaking down Deuteronomy 28 and Revelations 18, 17 and 18. I went into those scriptures week by week. Week by week.
You see how like when I was talking about being in certain gears.
So what?
See how I was talking about being in gear 5 and 6.
Yeah.
But see now, how do you just navigate through the bullshit, brother? Keep yourself at maybe in a neutral gear from time to time.
Let me say this, man. Let me get it. Hold on. Yeah. So this is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. Let me start from verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. who resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world, right? But the God of all grace, who have called us unto his eternal glory by Hamashiach Yahweh, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle. When you look up the word settle means to make stable or to lay a foundation. Okay? So that's what happens after a while. At first, against 5 and 6 more. But when wisdom try you out and sees that you're worthy of it, that you stand by wisdom. Because when you first come into this truth, things is gonna happen, man. They try and shake you. Wisdom is gonna try you. Your family gonna come up against you. Cousins will witness you in the streets and gonna think you're crazy, man. Your family gonna come up against you. You're gonna drop out of uni like I did. My whole family were disappointed with me. My dad didn't want to talk to me for a while. My whole family, man. Cousins, nieces, I'm telling you. But if you're worthy of wisdom, man, wisdom is gonna start working with you. If you stand by wisdom, wisdom is gonna stand by you and strengthen you. And then you're gonna chill. You're gonna become more settled because you have a foundation now. You start to see what this truth is really all about. It takes a while. When you first come into the truth, you're not gonna truly see what this truth is all about until a couple years settle in. And then you chill out, man.
Yeah, because right now I'm on the chill out one, man. Like all last year, like half of 2019, bro, I was just on go mode, bro. Like I had a proper distaste for Elam, innit?
Yeah,
I still do, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's what happens. That's what happens. When you
That's
first come
right.
in, when you first come in, red
recognize
pure
you.
rage.
Yeah? Okay.
When you first come in, is that red pure rage.
Yeah.
Every time,
Yeah.
every
yeah.
time Esau come in, well, you're gone. You know you're going in slavery, you know.
Right.
Going into scriptures, you know. He that live by the sword
Shall die by the sword. That's
He
right.
that leadeth into captivity
Shall go into captivity.
I mean, we still bring it. I haven't brought that scripture out in a while. In a second, I can't lie.
Yeah.
But back then, as soon as the Edomite come up,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
As soon as the Edomite come up,
Go straight to Malachi.
listen, you can't. There's videos back in King's Cross. Esau was getting finished in the spirit, man. I don't know. I think it went viral, man. One of the videos, man. You know. Because trust me, when you wake up to the bullshit, the scripture says, "For surely oppression make up a wise man mad."
That's right.
You wake up, man. You start realizing that this place is not for us, bro.
But this is not our rest anyway. It's never been our rest. Under Esau, it's never been our rest.
Let me
And that's
get-
like 2,000 years, more or less.
Yeah. The scripture said this. Yeah, just missed it. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart.
Exactly.
So you
That's
realize that,
important.
hold on, the people that rule over us, they can do whatever they like to us. Because they have milk in it. They have milk in it, I can't even do that.
Oh no? Okay.
Yeah, I'm allergic. I've got
Allergies.
yeah, allergies, man.
Okay, cut.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, man. Christopher Columbus and the shit he did to our
That's right.
North American brothers.
That's right.
Slaughtered them, the Mexicans, what they did to the Mexicans. Slaughtered them.
Can I just make a point? Because this is something that goes over the head of a lot of our brothers here. When they talk about the slavery of Israel, they talk about the West African the slaves from West Africa that was brought to the New World from 1619 go on.
Yeah.
But we tend to forget that it actually started from 1492
Yeah,
with
earlier.
that bastard that you just mentioned, Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
And he was taking our people, or the northern tribes, to the west coast of Africa and to the ports in Spain.
To what?
To the slave ports
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Spain.
yeah.
So this is something that doesn't come out often enough.
Yeah.
But it's proof that the North Americans, Central and Southern Americans, and the island people are the Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, they are. There's
They
even
fit the
there's a book called was it American History of the Native Americans.
That's right.
History.
That's right. I think
I've got a big book. It's a big book.
Yeah.
What's the name of the guy? I think he's from Ireland. He's an Irish.
He's an Irish
Jake.
guy. Yeah. But some of them
his
are
name,
mixed
man.
in.
I got the book. I know it's got home if I look for
Is
it.
it Jack Forbes or something like that?
No.
Okay.
No. He's Irish. He dwelt among the Native American Indians.
Right.
He dwelt among them. He lived among them.
Right.
And he's started to see that their beliefs, their customs, their
Yeah,
funeral rites, their marital, the way their tribes are set up, their
Circumcised.
clothing,
That's right.
how they bury the dead, the type of food they
Fringes.
eat.
Yeah. That's right.
Just like
That's right.
the Israelites.
Well, you can
And
see
even the
same-
god that they called was Yahweh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yahweh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is a
That even their
corruption of
clothes, there were
Yahweh.
fringes on their garments,
That's right.
all up in their garments,
That's
fringes.
right. That's right.
They believed in one entity.
That's right.
There's certain food that they considered to be unclean. that
That's
they didn't
right.
eat. You know what I mean? They had like a holy man. They had like a holy, called a
That's
shaman.
right. A shaman. That means anointed. I think.
Yeah. They're like a shaman, a holy man. See? They believed in land sabbaths. Like you don't mean to
That's
work
right.
the land. You mean to
That's
migrate.
Right.
You see the herds. You see the bison.
That's
They
right.
migrate
They migrate.
because of
Exactly.
season.
Exactly.
So you follow the animal. You follow the bison. You don't just eat the grass. You have to migrate.
That's right.
Our people, the northern tribes, they understood that. You get what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, man, because like you see another thing as well, like which takes some adjusting as well, is dealing with your woman. You get me?
Do you mind if you go on camera?
No.
Yeah. Go on.
Shalom. Kala Yahweh Shema Mashiach Kal Shai.
Khan.
Alright, yo, so in terms of like your woman and your woman, dealing with your woman in the truth,
Yeah.
because that's your woman, isn't it? So
Yeah.
when you're frustrated about something,
Yeah.
it's like you want to vent quickly, innit?
That's right.
Just want to
right.
out into someone real quick.
That's right. That's right.
But then I've learned that I can't always do that. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
But vent on your woman.
not vent on her.
Not Ven, but she's the closest one to
Oh,
you, so
okay,
she would bear the brunt
okay.
of our frustration. They tend to.
Or it could be anything, bro. Like something you watched on television.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
Or when you went to the shop and someone,
That's
Yeah,
right.
you know,
yeah.
you come back to her and
That's
she's
right.
not one there, innit?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I realise it might be too much to keep giving it to her, like meaning like something. No, it says the wife of thy bosom. What's it say in Micah? I think it talks about keep something from her.
What is it?
Keep. Basically, don't. Let me find it.
She that is thy enemy. You talking about?
It's the verse. It's the
Keep your tongue from her that life in thy bosom.
Yeah,
That's right.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay,
right.
okay.
That's
Hold on.
right. That's right.
and that's always at the back
That's
of my
right.
mind.
That's right. That's right.
Because that's there for a
That's
reason.
right. Everything in there is for edification. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, this is
That's right.
This is Micah 7 verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide.
That's right.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
That's right.
Because when you're in this truth, like, it's all about, I keep saying this in my videos, it's all about taking L's, man. When you come to this
That's the
truth,
spirit.
it's all about taking
That's the
L's.
spirit. You just
Even
come
the
from
fact
saying
that
that
you've
before you leave.
the fact that you've come into this truth, that's the biggest L on the planet.
That's right.
It's all about humiliation.
That's right.
Expound. What do you mean L's? I get
L's,
you, but would you?
that you always gotta take, you gotta take it,
You
man.
had to take a hit.
The word meek, let me look at the word meek.
That's
understand?
right. It's like
hold
take a
on.
loss, but you're not losing, but you're humbling yourself, you're subjecting yourself.
Swallow it, bitch.
That's right. So, L, street slang, but we know what it means.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Now we look at the word meek. The word there is let me get it. This is Psalms. Hold on. Yeah, the word meek means miserable, afflicted, lowly,
slowly,
pious,
slow state.
and a modest mind, which prefers to bear injuries than to return them. So this truth is all about bearing injuries, man. Taking L's, taking frustration,
That
and
links
not
up-
returning it. Not returning the injuries.
Okay.
And that's big, man, because our people, as soon as you gotta fight back on tit for tat, you know, render, back again, backbiting. Now you gotta stop with it, you gotta cease with it. This truth is all about discipline. You gotta discipline those emotions, how rule over your spirit, rule over the flesh. So you're literally becoming a man.
That's right.
Because when you're in the world, you're very effeminate. You're like a lot of our household is matriarchal.
That's right.
So our people are very effeminate. If you check a lot of Jake, they're very emotional.
That's right.
They're constantly reacting to their surroundings. Like shout every time they get angry, they start shouting. If they're aggressive, they start shouting. They don't know how to
turn it down.
humble it. Take that feeling, grasp that anger, grasp that pain, and push it down.
Push
and
it
keep
down
in
and
subjection.
channel it the right way.
We don't know how to. Because this society doesn't promote masculinity. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
Let me get that scripture.
That's right.
This is Proverbs. Proverbs. Chapter 25, verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Yeah, man, that's why our young black men, they kill one another. They're all over the place, man. Disrespecting. They're just crazy. Our generation is crazy as hell. And lesbianism is our all-time high.
Listen, man, it's not
I'm
even a
telling
joke.
you, it's crazy. Out here, it's
Not even a
crazy.
joke.
Right now on the road, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm kind of in beef with a nigga, man. He saw me talking to a girl, didn't even know the girl. Apparently, he tried to chat to her at one point. But when he saw me, because he don't know me, I don't know him. When he saw me chat to her, the nigga started screaming from across the road. You know, she's a little girl, you know, across the road. So I thought I might have offended him. That might be his sister or cousin.
Exactly.
Turns out, he's not related to her. He tried to chat to her. So I was like, who's she to you? He says, me and her spoke.
What, did he get true on that?
No, she rejected him.
That's what he used the past tense. Spoke. He didn't say we speaking.
Yeah,
So
he
you already
spoke.
know.
Meaning,
Okay.
she rejected him. But because he saw me talking to her, he got in his feelings about that. So he basically, he's trying to be her fairy godparent, man. Her fairy, her guardian
And you
angel.
put it in the right context, fairy.
Yeah. Emotional, man.
That's an
Angry.
effeminate
Got his
kind of-
phone, tried to film me. All this stuff. Our people are emotional, man.
So how are you dealing with so when you go into even dealing with a woman,
Yeah.
how are you going about it? You get me? What parameters are you putting there? What boundaries are you putting in place? What you divulging, what you not done?
Well, it's simple. If she's not following your lead, if she ain't following what you're saying,
That's right.
you got, this is
That's right.
There she is. She's trying.
Yeah.
Then where's the
What's the parameters?
Like, what's the
parameters?
The
You get me?
parameters that we
What
use?
do you not discuss? Get me?
Right.
Like you got to give me an example. You got to give me like an example.
Like for instance, because I ponder on terror a lot, innit? I ponder on a lot of terror.
Yeah.
Like how I'm gonna do these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's right.
Put a whole step
yeah.
on someone.
That's
But
right.
I go in when I think like that.
That's right.
Especially when I see a madness on the television.
That's right.
Sometimes I gotta catch my tongue and like, bro, this might be a bit for her to hear, you get?
Yeah.
Because man's really like in stealth mode right now. You know, like a silent.
No, I understand. I understand. Because it's a mental thing. Because your kingdom mind.
I wanted to start murking that. You get me?
Yeah.
But I can't walk around with her speaking like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got to know, again, is having rule over your spirit.
You need a filter. You have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. But your intent is always what your intent is. Right? Because remember, we are in captivity. We are not living our right life in our right kingdom. Yeah? So what we have to do now, we have to learn to be stealthy, as you rightly said. We have to learn to be wise, and we have to rely on the scriptures. Rightfully discerning the word of the Most High.
Hey, Malak, can I just share something real quick, yeah? Because you said like, so I was listening as well. So wonderful for that. You see how you were saying like, there was a Jake, was it a Jake, yeah? When you came across that, you got offended or whatnot, yeah? Like I said, I got a mad distaste for Elam.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my office
No,
to deal with them.
I can so
That's the
relate.
office.
No. I can so relate
Yeah, go
with
on.
you on that because in Trinidad, I'm from Trinidad. I'm
Okay.
Banyamian. My mom's from Trinidad, so I'm from Trinidad. And the way how the Indians, Elamites, are violating our people there, bro.
Boy.
It's not even a joke. And Guyana too.
Yeah.
They are violating our people. And then I saw some videos on some Jakes that live in India. I'm trying to remember the name, the cities I think they call them. The way they're actually classed as subhuman.
Yeah.
The
The
way
untouchables.
they
They call the untouchables.
That's right. The way they're dealing with our people, man, it built up a resentment. Now I had it from before I was in the truth, but since I'm in the truth now, I'm learning how to channel that vengeance. Really, it's a cry for vengeance. So with me, it's Esau is number one in the hit list. You know the Psalms 82, the hit. I call it the hit. No, Psalms 83, sorry, the hit list. So
It's Edom,
Edom, Ishmael, Moab, right? And they're violating.
Oh yeah, Mom's gonna get a
But
fight
with me now, I have Elam and Moab on the same, because when you look at the Caribbean, you're seeing Esau, you're seeing Moab, and you're seeing Elam, right? There's other nations too, but those in particular, and Ishmael too. Why I say Ishmael? Because most of our people are following behind Islam, especially in the Caribbean. They're more Islamic, more than Christian Catholic now. They're more Islamic. So I see that as a form of a spiritual enemy because it's a false doctrine. And it's furthering our affliction. Because it's so similar to our thing, but yet it's so far away from us. But it's enticing our people. See what I mean? So yeah, so that's Psalms 83. That hit list, I live by that.
We're talking about like Hinduism.
Huh?
We're talking Hinduism.
Hinduism.
That's the strange woman. That's the strange woman.
Yeah, and a strange doctrine.
Yeah. You see this brother here? Because you're talking about your office.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well,
that's right.
That's what I'm saying. Let me get this. This is
right.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 29. Say not, I will do so to him as he have done to me.
That's right.
I will render to the man according to his work.
That's right.
You're not meant to do that.
That's right.
Because when they say vengeance is whose?
It's
Let me get that. This Proverbs 25. No. Let me get Romans. This is Romans. 12. Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Let me start verse 18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you. He said, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. You have to, because our time is to drink the cup
That's right. That's
of the
right.
Most High wrath.
That's right.
So it's not our time to be with a spiritual power coming in with the
And to
office
be
in
honest,
5th gear, 6th gear. I know you want to. I know, but the scriptures talk about patience. Woe unto him that have lost patience. You have to suffer. Yeah, like I said, this truth is all about taking the L. Suffer.
Enduring into
I know you want to. I've had time where I've wanted to,
Yeah.
but even with this nigga right now, I wanted to stab him up. I wanted to say, you know what, my fault. Sometimes a carnal spirit come on me where I want to stab him up. But I said to myself, no, the judgment that the Most High will bring upon him be worse than any judgment I could bring upon him. The Most High could do a terror unto that guy. What they say, whosoever offendeth one of these my little ones, it's better that he cast a millstone
That's right.
around his neck and cast him into the depths of the sea. That's a judgment, you know.
Serious.
The depths of the sea, no one's been there.
That's a fact. Nobody's
No
been
one's
to
been
the
to the
very
depths.
bottom of the sea.
The
You're right.
depths.
That's right.
But the
That's
pressure
right.
down there is heavy.
Can I just share one last thing here?
Well, let me
okay,
finish.
stop.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves,
That's right.
but rather give place unto wrath. So be
That's
angry.
right.
Be angry in your mind, meditate terror.
That's
give
right.
place to wrath.
That's
Yeah?
right.
For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? So vengeance is the Lord's. But guess what? In due time, guess what? Give me I'm gonna get this. This is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 14. Let me start from verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom.
That's right.
I will cut off man and beast from it.
That's right. One and the same. Esau.
Yeah. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
That's right.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
That's
Remember
right.
I say vengeance is mine?
That's right.
I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
That's right.
By the hand of my people Israel.
That's right.
And they, meaning us, or Israel, the Israelites, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury.
That's right.
And they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now, just to finish it off, then I'll give it to you in it. This is Psalms 147, we all know this one, 149, verse 5.
That's
Let
right.
the saints be joyful in glory.
That's
Let
right.
them sing aloud upon their beds.
That's right.
Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth,
That's right.
and a two-edged sword in their hand,
That's right. Well
to
sharpened too.
execute vengeance,
Upon the heathens.
upon the
get it.
heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings in chains and their nobles in fetters of iron,
That's right.
to execute upon them the judgment written, this honor of all his saints.
Saints.
So vengeance is the Most High's, but the Most High will put the spirit of vengeance in us to execute upon them all his fury. But now is not that time. Remember I said that there's a time. The Most High deals with time. There is a time. Hold on, please. This is
Go true.
this is let me.
Oh, that was some bars, you know.
Yeah.
Man, rock to that like it's a chill, you know.
Yeah, I saw you.
This is Psalms 102 verse 13. Let me start with verse 12. But thou, O Yahweh, shalt endure forever, and thy remembrance unto all generations.
God.
Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion. Zion is us. The word Zion means monument. So the Lord will always have us in remembrance. For the time to favor her, yea, the set time is come. Right? For thy servants take pleasure in her stones and favor the dust thereof. So the heathen shall fear the name of Yahweh, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. So exactly, so there's a set time. The Most High has placed a time, a day, an hour
That's right.
for us to take the kingdom. You know what I mean? So that's when you gonna have your office is gonna be over there. The Most High gonna give you your office, man. You know what I mean? Because that's what did the Lord say? I will give them your heart's desire.
That's right. That's right.
So whatever you desire, man, if you could just but wait and be faithful in a few things, the Most High will make you ruler over many things, man. It tells you that in Psalms 25. This is let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is Psalms 36, verse 3. Trust in Yahweh.
That's right.
And do good. Do good is by all the things that we're teaching. You know, try and be at peace. Smile with the Esau, smile with the Edom. You know, be in the back of your mind and say, give
That's
place to
right.
wrath. No, and by being patient, by suffering, that's your exercising faith. That's you maintaining trust in the Most High. That's your works, and the Most High see that. You know what I mean? So it says, trust in Yahweh and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed, right? Delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. You know? Commit thy way unto Yahweh, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. what I mean? What was Jesus? What's that? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You have to go through the fire. Esau with his little ambulance
That's a
thing
form
there.
of noise pollution, by the way. That noise.
Yeah. Esau destroyed the earth, man.
That's right.
But that's the judgment of the Lord.
That's right.
Emergency. It's the judgment of the Lord, man.
You see with those precepts there, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like my eyes get red sometimes, you know?
Yeah, man.
Misty
That's
eyes.
the point where I have to wear shades, you know?
That's right.
Because just walking amongst these people.
Yeah.
It can be,
Yeah, because your eyes are open. The most I give you
That's
eyes,
right.
eyesight,
Eyes
man.
to see.
So you can see things that the ordinary person can't see.
I can just share what happened with Elam the other about like in
What did
January.
you do to him, man? What did you do?
Right, 'cause I used to, this is how I normally walk in it. I normally just walk. I don't come out of no one's way.
That's right. That's right. My brother
They
does
just
that
used to
too.
get out of your way.
Yeah. You just walk straight.
These
yeah.
two Elamites didn't want to budge, innit?
Oh, one of them ones.
So I ended up having to say something out of my mouth.
That's right.
Usually I don't usually have to say anything.
That's right.
It's usually like,
Yeah.
and they just,
It does, yeah.
and then them two wanted to come up to me, innit? And they ended up getting hands put on them, innit? But, yeah, they ended up rocking them, bro.
That's right.
But when I walked away, it didn't feel good, though.
Yeah.
You know what? It does feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
see,
feels good,
you see, that's what I'm saying.
It was like, I'm
That
breaking
was,
records.
that was a carnal man.
You see? That's what happens. See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. See? When you let that flesh get the better of you,
That's right.
that's Satan, bro. That's Satan, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Because the word flesh, when you look at the word flesh, it means your animal instinct.
That's absolutely what it is.
Your animal
Fleshly,
instinct.
your base, your lower instincts.
The animal instinct.
That's right.
But can I just share as well, in terms of how I was fighting, yeah? I wasn't even fighting.
That's right.
It wasn't like I was doing anything.
That's right.
Because I could see where their hands was coming. I could just see.
That sounds like some spiritual gifts to me,
Right.
boy. Some ninja gifts.
It was on a high road, you know. I
That's
wasn't
right.
no alley thing. And I was like, and the street I was down, my friends are constantly
That's right.
coming back and forth on that street, you get me? And the Most High even delivered me from that, you get me? But the point I'm making is like, it's like it felt like I was breaking ranks. It felt like nothing was achieved, you get me?
Because basically it wasn't the Proverbs 20 and 24. It wasn't where the Most High was directing your steps, even though He directs everybody's steps. But it was more like you, your fleshly man, reacting to a situation.
Yeah, because the devil, see, the Most High don't sleep.
No.
If the Most High don't sleep, the devils don't sleep.
No.
They're always at work
That's right.
in the earth, man.
Going to and fro.
So Satan is always on the prowl. Satan can come in the form of the woman, a heathen,
He usually
your
does.
own people, sicknesses. Satan can come in different form. And you always gotta be mindful that that's what
That's
it is.
right. That's right.
But this is and Satan's job is to try and tempt you.
That's right.
And the word temptation means a test or a trial,
test or a trial,
of a man's
absolutely.
holiness or character.
Absolutely.
So when you give in to the
To
earthly,
sin,
worldly
to
things,
earthly, exactly.
that's why you're not walking in the spirit. And that's why you felt bad. Because you're in the truth. And you know how you're supposed to be walking.
Right?
Now what you did right there, yeah, that was fleshly.
That's the old man.
And you're a spiritual man. And the spirit war against the flesh, man.
That's right.
Always at war.
Yeah,
That's why you
very.
gotta resist it, man. That's what it means to be patient, to suffer. Because the Most High is tallying up the offenses that these heathens are doing to you.
That's right.
Tallying them up.
That's right.
And then recompense them all at once.
That's right.
So
That's
don't
right.
try to reward evil for evil now. Because that office, the Most High has given you the office here. But this is Romans chapter 8, verse 5. Right? For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
That's right.
But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
Spirit. That's right.
When you mind the things of the spirit, what's the things of the spirit? This word, man. But they are life.
That's right.
Because if you went to war, there could have been a chance where you could have probably got arrested, sitting in a cell, thinking, oh shit. Now you can't do this work. Like for example, like that nigga who hating on me because of the woman. Say if I went to stab him, and somehow someone run footage and report me, I get arrested, bring court system, then I'm sitting in jail thinking, now I can't teach this word. Who's gonna feed the sheep?
That's
if
right.
If I'm in jail.
That's right. And that's what you need to...
You gotta think like that. You gotta think, nah, this is how Satan can get you out of the truth. By sending out fucking one of his minions.
That's right.
To yank you out the spirit.
That's right. That's right.
See, now as we're getting closer, Satan is gonna get stronger.
That's right.
You understand?
You know he's got a short time to live.
Satan is gonna get stronger, man. The rulers of the darkness in this world, they're being bold with their wickedness. That's now, right. Man. They're being bold with it. You see this Lil Nas X with his Satan shoes and shit. They're letting you know that this world is run by wickedness. They're putting it right in your face.
They're holding hand in hand.
They're putting it right to your face, man. So Satan is gonna get bolder and bolder as we're getting closer to the end, man.
That's right.
I'm telling you. So that's why you have to stay stronger in the spirit. You know what I mean? Give yourself wholly to the scriptures because they're gonna come after us, man.
That's right.
These rulers of these wicked people in power, man. They're gonna come for anybody, that stands with the righteousness.
Oh,
so where was that? Let me read on. Verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace, man.
That's right.
So you get peace of mind when you stay in the spirit, man. The scripture's called, the Lord has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind, man.
Right. Which is the scripture, no such as a commandment.
Yeah.
And the Holy Spirit.
The stability, the stability of our times. It gives you stable. You're suffering, but that's the Most High chastising. Remember, this is our captivity.
That's right.
We're brought over here to drink of that cup.
That's right. That's right.
Remember, and I said, this is that time for us to be drinking of that cup. But the Lord will take that cup and give it into the hands of all them. See that? So we have to wait for that, patiently wait for that.
That's right.
Yeah? Just like Abraham and all our ancestors waiting for the promise, even though it didn't appear. You walk by faith, man.
That's faith. That's a demonstration of faith. Yeah.
Walking by faith.
Yeah.
You understand? If you're a nigga in the world, taking an L is seen as weakness.
Yes.
It's seen as you're weak, like, you know, let's say you're pussy and
that's right.
All that ignorance there. But we who are walking in this truth, we understand why we're taking the earth. Because the scriptures say that the meek, they're the ones that are going to inherit the earth.
That's right.
The ones that take the L's now, that take those injuries now. Just like Lazarus, man.
That's right.
Laying at the gate full of swords, taking all those L's, man.
That's right.
That's us.
That's right.
Lazarus taking L's. That was his life. That was his life, man. Taking L's. What woman wanted him then? You think any woman want a man taking L's? No. No, I'm not Muslim. We're Israelites.
Like Job.
And she's
taking
walking with a Northern Kingdom image, a false one though, but a Northern Kingdom image on her back.
Yeah.
Believe that. Yeah.
We say?
Yeah, Job, man.
Exactly.
Took bare L's, man.
Exactly.
L's.
Yeah, he took L's, man.
Took L's. And Job, he was like the perfect example of meekness.
Exactly.
Because he said that even though the Lord afflict me, yet will I maintain my trust in
That's
him.
right. That's right.
Yet will I maintain trust in him.
That's right.
You know? So, yeah. You understand?
But one thing I wanted to share with you too, because an incident happened to me 4 nights ago, where I was gonna purchase some food. It was a Sunday. I was about to purchase some food, and there was a brother there, right? He's not in the truth, but he was a brother, so we was talking. And then this Edomite just walked right into the conversation and and the spirit left her up, just like, yo, I want to lick him down. Like, are you mad? What makes you think you could just interrupt two grown men speaking in the midst of a conversation. But I